I'm Will Weissert. I'm a national political reporter for the Associated Press in Washington. Ron DeSantis, the Republican governor of Florida, has formally entered the 2024 presidential race. He immediately becomes a major candidate and is seen as a top alternative to Republicans who might be looking to vote against former President Donald Trump. He was just reelected as governor by 19 percentage points, a really amazingly large margin for a state that's generally as close as Florida. And now he enters the presidential race in a strong position. The other interesting piece of this is that he and Trump have really had a falling out. Trump once supported him, but now he's been quite critical in recent months of DeSantis, saying that he doesn't really stand for Trump values and isn't sort of the politician that Trump is. And the reason the former president is doing that is because he really sees DeSantis as a major threat. DeSantis is really known nationally for leading some of the culture war issues that have become a major part of the National Republican Party. He and the Republican-controlled Florida legislature really advanced legislation on what they call parental rights, which basically limits what school districts can do and makes it more difficult for school districts to teach certain things about diversity and to have certain books in school libraries if parents object. He's also been a proponent of the 6-week abortion ban, which Florida just recently passed. Abortion is going to be a major issue in 2024 after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. DeSantis has also become a national figure on immigration. He actually arranged to have immigrants who were detained in Texas taken to Florida and then flown to Martha's Vineyard because he said that people in the north and in Democrat-run cities were not paying enough attention to what was going on the border. The big question with DeSantis is whether or not he's really electable. He tends to not be quite as charismatic, and he's trying to run a very populist campaign similar to Trump. The problem is that he doesn't sort of cut the same stage figure and stage presence that Trump often does. So that will be a question about whether or not he can be successful. In the meantime, he's raised a lot of money. There's a lot of buzz around his campaign, and he does not have the legal baggage that former President Trump does. So that in that regard, DeSantis is certainly possibly more electable than Trump. But whether or not he's likable enough to sort of run a national campaign is what we'll have to see.